Picture this. You boot up a brand new world. No seed you picked out, no plan, nothing. You spawn in, and the game doesn't give you a quest marker. There's no giant arrow saying, go here first. No notification that pops up saying, Step 1, build a house. Step 2, get diamonds. Step 3, beat the Ender Dragon. You're just standing there. Grass, trees, maybe a cow judging you from a distance, and the sun is already moving, which means the clock is ticking, whether you're ready or not. That feeling, that exact, wait, what am I even supposed to be doing right now feeling? That's what it feels like to be 13, 16, 19 years old and have literally no idea what you want to do with your life. And I want to talk to you about that. So real talk before we get into it. If you're watching this because everybody around you seems to have a plan, your friend wants to be a nurse, your cousin's already coding apps, your parents keep asking, so what's the plan after graduation? Like it's a simple question. And you've got nothing. No plan, no dream job, no thing. I need you to hear this from me. That's not a bug. That's just day one. Nobody spawns in with a base already built. Let's talk about how you actually play this level, because I promise you, it's less about knowing the answer and more about knowing how to move. Okay, here's the first thing I need you to let go of. You're out here waiting for the aha, this is my purpose moment, to hit you like a lightning bolt striking a creeper. That's not how Minecraft works, and it's not how life works either. When you spawn in with nothing, you don't sit down and plan out your entire base, your farms, your enchantment room, and your redstone contraptions before you've even picked up a stick. That would be insane. You'd stand there theorizing forever, and the sun would set, and you'd get absolutely destroyed by a zombie before you built a single wall. No, what you actually do on day one is stupidly simple. You walk up to a tree, and you punch it. That's it. That's the whole move. You don't know what you're building yet. You don't know if you're going full survival hermit in a cave or building a giant castle on a hill. You just know you need wood, so you get wood. Translate that to your life. You don't need to know your entire career, your entire future, your purpose right now. You need your version of punching a tree. That's one small, doable action that gets you a material closer to literally anything. Try the class you've never taken. Say yes to the part-time job. Join the club even though you're not sure you'll like it. Watch the tutorial on the thing that you're a little bit curious about. You're not committing to a full playthrough. You're just getting wood. Because you can't craft anything else until you do. The kids who seem like they've got it figured out, half of them didn't start with a master plan either. They just punched their tree earlier than you did. That's the only head start they've got. And it's never too late to start punching trees. Now, here's where a lot of people mess this up, and I don't want you to make this mistake. Some players spawn in, grab a little wood and stone, and immediately dig a hole in the ground and just stay there. They never walk more than 30 blocks from spawn. They never see the desert temple, the ocean monument, the mountains, the mushroom island. They just picked the first patch of grass and called it their whole world. Don't do that with your life at 13, 15, 17 years old. This is your biome exploring phase. This is the part of the game where you're supposed to wander. You've got a desert biome. That's the subject in school you've never taken seriously, like coding or woodworking or debate. You've got a swamp biome. That's the weird job or hobby that doesn't sound glamorous, like fixing bikes or volunteering at an animal shelter. But that swamp's got witch huts and slime chunks nobody else bothered to check. You've got the ocean. That's the stuff that scares you a little. Performing, competing, putting your art online where people can actually see it. You are allowed, actually, you are supposed to try a biome. Decide it's not for you and move on. That's not failure. That's not wasted time. A player who explored 5 biomes and picked the plains knows way more about their own world than a player who never left the first patch of grass. You're not behind because you tried something and it didn't click. You're ahead because now you know. Nobody who ends up loving what they do got there by sitting still. They got there by wandering until something made them stop and go, wait, I actually want to build here. Here's the part nobody tells you, and it's honestly the most important thing in this whole video, so lean in for this one. Diamonds are never on the surface. You will not one single time, find a diamond by walking around on grass looking pretty. Diamonds are deep. You have to dig through a lot of stone, plain, boring gray stone, block after block after block of it, before you hit anything valuable. This is exactly what it feels like to find the thing you're actually good at, the thing you actually care about. It is not going to announce itself on day one. It's going to feel like stone for a while, like a long while. You're going to practice guitar and sound bad for months before it sounds like music. You're going to write stories you're embarrassed by before you write one you're proud of. You're going to be the worst player on the team before you're not. That stone mining phase, where it just feels like grinding with nothing to show for it, that's not a sign you're on the wrong path. That's literally just what mining looks like. Every single person who ever found their diamonds went through their stone phase first. There's no creative mode cheat code for figuring out what you're good at. You mine, and then one day, clink, there it is. And here's the other thing about diamonds. You don't always find them in the first cave you check. Sometimes you tunnel in one direction for a while, come up empty, and have to back out and try a different branch. That's fine. That's not quitting. That's mining smart instead of digging straight down and falling into lava, which don't do that either, metaphorically or literally. So let's say you've explored a little, you've got some materials in your inventory, a few skills, a few interests, a little bit of experience. Now what? This is where the crafting table comes in. A crafting table doesn't create anything out of nothing. It just takes what you already picked up and turns it into something more useful. Sticks and cobblestone become a pickaxe. Wood planks become a boat. You didn't need brand new, magical materials. You needed to combine the stuff you already had in a smart pattern. Same with you. Maybe you're not amazing at one single thing yet, but you're a little into art and a little into video games and pretty good at explaining things to people. On their own, none of those feel like a career, but combine them right, and that's game design. That's animation. That's teaching. That's content creation. That's UX design. You don't need one perfect diamond skill. Sometimes, you need to put your regular, ordinary materials on the table in the right pattern and realize you just crafted something nobody else in your friend group has. Stop waiting to feel like a fully enchanted diamond sword before you start building. Most tools start as wood and stone. You upgrade later. Everyone upgrades later. Nobody mines their first block of dirt with a netherite pickaxe. Alright, next one. And this one takes guts, so listen close. At some point, if you want the good stuff, blaze rods, ancient debris, the stuff you actually need to progress, you cannot stay in the overworld forever. You have to build the portal, and you have to walk through it, into a place that is, not gonna lie, kind of terrifying the first time. It's hot, it's dangerous, ghast are shooting fireballs at you, and there's lava everywhere. But here's the thing, you don't get netherite without going to the nether. You don't get to the good stuff by staying comfortable. For you, the nether might be auditioning for something and possibly getting rejected. It might be starting the channel even though your first videos might flop. It might be applying for the internship you feel underqualified for, or telling your parents you don't want the safe path they had in mind. It's uncomfortable. It might genuinely go badly the first time. But you don't build the portal once, go through it once, and that's it forever either. You go in, you grab what you can, and if it gets too dangerous, you're allowed to retreat back through and regroup. That's not cowardice, that's strategy. The kids who never make progress aren't the ones who got scared in the nether. They're the ones who never built a portal in the first place because they were too scared of what was on the other side. I'm not telling you to be reckless. I'm telling you that comfortable and stuck are basically the same address. If you want anything different for your life than what you've currently got, at some point, you've got to light the obsidian and walk through the purple. Now let's talk about respawning, because you're going to respawn a lot. That's not pessimism, that's just Minecraft. You're going to fall in lava. You're going to get blown up by a creeper you didn't hear sneaking up behind you. You're going to lose a fight you thought you had in the bag. Here's what actually happens when you respawn though, and I need you to really get this one. You don't delete the world. You don't start a brand new save file. You respawn. Your bed, your spawn point, brings you right back into the same world, with the same terrain you already explored, the same base you already built, the same progress on everything, except the stuff in your inventory at that exact moment. That's exactly what failing at something in real life is like. You bomb the test, the relationship ends, you quit the sport, you get cut from the team, or the internship doesn't renew you, or the idea doesn't work out. That feels like the whole world ended. It's not. It's a respawn, not a deletion. The world you built, your knowledge, your relationships, your character, everything you actually learned, that's all still there. You just lose some stuff you were holding, and now you've got to go back and get it, a little wiser about where the lava was this time. The players who quit the game entirely after their first respawn never get anywhere. The players who keep respawning, keep learning where the dangerous spots are, keep marking their maps, those are the ones with the diamond armor by the end. Every single successful person you've ever looked up to has an inventory full of stuff they lost. They just kept respawning anyway. Quick one, but important. You know how in hardcore mode, if you make a grave mistake, that's actually it? Permanent? World's gone? No coming back? A lot of you are treating your own life like it's hardcore. Solo. Nobody else in the server. Like every decision is permanent and irreversible. And like you've got to figure it all out completely alone, because asking for help feels like admitting you don't know what you're doing. Nah. Turn multiplayer on. Real life isn't hardcore mode. Almost nothing you do at your age is actually permanent. Not the classes you pick, not the job you try and hate, not the major you switch out of. You've got respawns, and you're not supposed to be doing it solo either. Villagers trade with you. Other players share their extra iron, their maps of caves they already explored, so you don't have to find everything blind. Translate that. Talk to the people around you who've explored parts of the maps you haven't gone to yet. Teachers, coaches, that one aunt who actually likes her job, an older friend a few years ahead of you. Let people trade you information. You don't lose points for asking a villager where the blacksmith is instead of finding it yourself the hard way. Last one, and honestly, the one I most wish someone had told me at your age. The Ender Dragon, the final boss, the big, epic ending. Most players don't fight that on day 3. You don't even find the stronghold right away. You build up slowly. Better gear, better food, a better base, more experience, and eventually, when you're ready, you go looking for the end portal. You are 13, you are 16, you are 19. You are not supposed to have your Ender Dragon fight planned out yet. You are not behind because you haven't picked the one thing you'll do for the rest of your life. Most people your age haven't. Most adults didn't either. They just got good at looking like they had a plan. Your job right now isn't to know the ending. Your job is to keep playing the early game well. Punch the tree, explore the biome, mine through the stone, craft with what you've got, build the portal where you're brave enough, respawn when you fall, and stay on a server with people who will help you. The Ender Dragon will still be there when you're actually geared up for it. It's not going anywhere. Neither is your future. It'll wait for you to be ready, and building yourself into ready is the whole game. That's not a delay before the real thing starts. That is the real thing. One more thing, and I almost skipped it, but it might be the most practical tip in this whole video. You know that hunger bar at the bottom of your screen? The one made of little drumsticks? If you ignore it long enough, it doesn't just sit there being annoying. It starts costing you. Your health stops regenerating. Eventually, you take damage from starvation. And the wild part is, it happens so gradually that a lot of players don't even notice it dropping until they're already in trouble, wondering why they keep falling to fights they should have easily won. That's sleep. That's actual food, not just snacks between classes. That's your friendships, your downtime, the stuff that has nothing to do with productivity but keeps you running. A lot of you are out here trying to speedrun your entire future. More homework, more practice, more scrolling through everyone else's highlight reel at 1 a.m. while your hunger bar quietly drains to 0. And then you wonder why you can't focus, why everything feels harder than it should, why you're snapping at people you don't mean to snap at. You don't get bonus points in this game for grinding on an empty hunger bar. You just get worse at surviving. Eat the meal, get the sleep, talk to your friends about something that isn't school or the future for once. Regeneration only kicks in when your bar is above a certain point. You can't out-hustle that mechanic, no matter how driven you are. Refilling it isn't slacking off, it's maintenance. Even the most locked-in speedrunners still eat. So, if you clicked on this video because you genuinely don't know what to do with your life, good. Welcome to Spawn. Everybody starts here. The kid who looks like they've got it figured out are just a few tree punches ahead of you, not a different species. You don't need the whole map right now. You need your next block. Go get it. If this helped, even a little, hit subscribe. I've got more of these, no fluff. And drop a comment telling me what biome you're currently stuck exploring. I actually read those. Alright, go build something.